because you can carry on the things that have been said and the things that have touched your heart. I say so much to the girls from House Anderson College. I never try to be the best teacher, but you're the best. And I hope that anything I've said or done will carry on, because when I'm placed at Memory Lane Cemetery, it goes with me. Unless you say, I'm going to take a little bit of her. Things you've heard of Miss Valerie and Loretta and Miss Stringer. You think about that. Let's have like spiritual reproduction and not let it die. Just let it touch your heart and move on. I have so many people that have affected my life. I'm just so tickled of all the stuff, the things you say, and it's so different from my background. I mean, it's just like, what did you say about dynamite? What was that? What did you say? Sure, horseshoes. That's something I work with horseshoes every day, and dynamite. And we work with machine guns and guns and things like that. In fact, when I see a banana, I know I have one. You just stick it in your side. I see. I knew I had two pairs. Do you do damage you really don't mean to? I mean, I was just in the bathroom. I really apologize. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't break the toilet. I've done that before too. I didn't overflow the toilet. But you had some pretty lotion there. And I wanted to put it on. And I put too much on it. And then when I put it down, it fell on the floor. The whole floor smells really good now. And I was trying to clean up, and then I didn't clean all up, and then I slipped. I mean, it just things that I just wish I could be normal one day. And then I realized that normal is boring. Did you realize that? I'm normal. I'm not normal, and I don't want to be normal, for sure. I have so much excitement going on. It's unbelievable, and I'm watching the time very closely. We're ahead of schedule, aren't we? This is great, and I won't put you behind, I promise. I have a plane to catch, and I know who's going to be waiting for me. Jojo has a boyfriend. And we have signals, we do, and we had a signal one time waiting. In fact, in my green book, I tell the story about it. You're going to have ups and downs in your life. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have it. I beg you, don't quit. I beg you, don't quit. Sometimes you're tested so much. I was thinking of your life, not your story. It is our stories, but they're your life. When she said, I'm glad people are transparent. I'm transparent. I don't get up here and go, oh, you wicked women. I just don't have a life like yours. You know, are you kidding me? I am who I am. And God has allowed me to see humor in things, and most of the humor, if you read those stories, most of those humor stories are down times. I've just turned it around. One of the stories I tell about was a real down time. It was when my husband was picking me up, like today. I was down in the South. I wanted to say, not a church, Miss Valerie, but it was another church. I can't think of the name of the folks right now. I was coming back from the South, and I end up in the South more than anywhere. This is what's so humorous about it. I'm as Yankee comes. But I absolutely love the Southern people. I try to talk like you, but it doesn't come out right. Yeah, you all's guys. And I still remember seeing that sign on the door at the hotel. Howdy, y'all. I thought, why did they put that there? And I thought, oh, I'm down south, you know. When I came from the South, and my husband was picking me up, we had little signals. I call him when I'm landing to let him know. Then I call him when I'm walking out, so he knows I've landed to know I'm walking out. And this was a real trauma day to me. When I travel, I have the books, and normally what I do, if it's okay, extra books, I just ship them to the next location, which is Albuquerque. I'll be in Albuquerque, Lord willing, if I live another couple of weeks. And I'm going on a cruise. Our handicapped son is going to turn 50 years old. And when Roy was born, they told us he'd never lived to his 12th birthday. He is handicapped. He has motor damage. He's had 33 surgeries. You name the illness, he has it. Right now he's bleeding internally. They found out kidney stones. He was bleeding from the chest. He was bleeding from the stomach. He has diabetes. He has severe thyroid disease. You name it, he has it. He has near respiratory failure. He's been in intensive care so many times, it's unbelievable. And I dare you to meet him. You think you're handicapped. How are you, Roy? Oh, I'm just doing great. I am doing great, Mama. And he's just precious. We have 6. He's our child that we have had to put more into him, in a sense, in a different way of care and things like this. Well, he said to me, he said, Mom, he calls me Mama often, and maybe that's a southern thing, but I like it. And he goes, Mama, my birthday's coming up to my 50th, and real humble kid, very giving. He's on total disability. He'll never marry, he'll never have children, and he's going to be 50. And he says, Mama, do you think I can have a birthday party? And I said, you better believe you're going to have a birthday party. And it's the next weekend. Loretta had wanted me to speak, and my family, are you kidding me? I'm home, and I'm planning a party. He said, I want to go on a cruise. I've been paying on it 2 years, I didn't tell you. And it's almost paid off. But I want you and Dad to go. How? I'm in teaching full time. The week after midterms, I'm not using as excuses. I just thought, I went to Brother Douglas. Everyone loves Roy. He's happy. And he says, you go. And then I thought I had to come up with a down payment. We did that before I went off payroll for the summer. Then, now it's time to take the final payment. $1,998. Do you have it sitting around your house? 19 cents? Maybe. And the 2 days before it was due, we get 2 checks in the mail from Vanguard. It's a savings thing. They take $25 out of our check and the church matches it. We've been doing it for years. When you hit 70 or 71, you have to take a dividend of it. I didn't know what that meant. When do you want it? I'm off for the summer, August. The 2 days before it's due, we get 2 checks in the mail. $1,600 for my husband, $500 for me. Wow. So I'm going on a cruise. Stay tuned to the news. I'm not joking. On October 26th, a week from next Friday, we leave for New York. And then he wants to see where the memorial is, and he wants to go open the Freedom Tower, and he just wants to see things. We're just doing what he'd like to do. He wants to travel around the Statue of Liberty, go down the coast, stop at Cape Canaveral, and I'm going to have some surprises for him. I'm not sure what they are yet, but it'll be things we'll do, like, what you call get off the ship and you go places. Not cruise, what you call them? Excursions, big word, excursions. Yes, and then we go to Coco Cay, Nassau, the Bahamas. I'm so excited about it. If you meet Roy, your life would be changed. You really would. And just to see him, if you could see him, he was made fun of so much in school that he'd come home sick. Not bad kids, but just kids making fun. He's crippled. His mouth would hang open because they had to break the jaws to remount the face. I can't explain all the kid has gone through his life and how he went through the first year 7 times in ICU, and it just was a lot. It really was. And yet the best spirit. And one day they made fun of him in class. Just he answered the wrong thing. He graduated provisional, which means he really didn't graduate. It's just he did what he could do. And he came, they called him from school. Someone had made fun of him because he had given the wrong answer. He didn't know the answer. So he just gave any answer, and the kids laughed naturally. Now, it just kind of hit me, my heart, where it hurt as a parent. I'm really mild, I really am. In my life, I have never had words with a living human being. I've thought them. I'm not one that says it. Do you know what I mean? Who's better? Neither one of us. And we both have problems in that area. But I just keep it in. Get a stomachache, get a headache, but I don't say it. Well, this day, it hit me. When I got the call and heard he's in the bathroom throwing up, and he didn't want to come out, and he was crying so hard he couldn't even get his breath. He came home, and it built up, you know. I went upstairs and said, Roy, who did this to you? Roy, I need to know who did this to you. Well, just tell me, Roy. He says, Mama, look at me. If they knew how hard they were hurting me, they wouldn't have done it. Let's let God take care of it. Well, that's what I thought all along. Not really. And by the way, God did take care of it. That boy that made the most fun of him is now a pastor down south, who told, at the end, after it all ended, said, you were my hero, Roy. When he graduated from high school, they gave him the Overcomer of the Year award. Never had been at the school ever. And the Overcomer Year of the Word is Roy Moffitt Jr. The entire class stood up. The people in the church stood up and just clapped for Roy. And he just, you have to see Roy, he just smiles all the time, smiles, you know. Gives everything away. He doesn't keep things. And they gave him a $500 check. Brother Hyle said, I'm going to come in, Roy, to your house, and I'm taking you to go anywhere you want to go. Anywhere. Where do you want to go, Roy? He said, Burger King. And that's Roy. Well, the Lord willing, we're having a party for him next week. I'm going to give you an unusual thing. You don't have to do it. But if any of you would like, I'm going to give you his phone number. If you would like to text him next Saturday on his birthday, you don't know what would mean. I just thought of this today. His name is Roy Jr. Roy Jr. And just say, you can say, I was at the meeting with your mama. She said it's your birthday party today. If you do it on his birthday party day, his best friend, it's all he really wanted to come, called last night and said, we can't come, and I can't give you a reason. And it broke his heart. He called me late last night. And I said, Roy, as I was almost wanting to cry myself, late last night, I was very tired. I said, Roy, let's center on all the good things. Let's center on who is going to come. Let's center on what you get to do to be a blessing to people next week on your birthday party day. So here's his number. And make sure you get the right one, because I have done cute things like this all the time. Here it is, 219, it's our area code, 310-0202. That's his number. I'll give it again, 219-3, I have to do this. Do you have to do that? I have to go on my phone. 310-0202. I just thought I'd say that. I thought that would be a blessing today. His name is Roy Jr. His birthday party is from 5 to 8 next Saturday night. We're having a come and go, and I'm having a complete dinner. We've invited 80 to 90 families to our home. Stay tuned. The police have been to our house many times. They always wonder what we're doing. You know, selling drugs. No, we're not having a party. You know. I can't explain to you, and our parties are fun parties. And he's chosen his menu, he's chosen everything. So I want to give you some thoughts. I thought I'd mention that, and just if you would like to be a blessing to somebody. What I want to talk about is something that I believe in so much, is getting excited about what you're doing for the Lord. Get excited when you're going home. You're going home saying, I know. I don't even want to see what my house looks like. Hey, expect it to be a disaster. The baby has not been changed since you left yesterday morning. They have diaper rash cream. You're going to be fine. You know, the house is going to be torn up. They've got a tent in the middle of your living room. The dishes are everywhere. Who are you going home to see, the house or the kids and your husband? I don't expect, although I would almost guarantee my house will be in order because of Roy Jr. He says, I just want to lift every burden I can from you, Mom. He says, would you pray something for me that's really big? I said, I don't pray anything. He said, would you please pray when God takes you to heaven, he takes me too? Oh. That's his heart. If you can imagine, he will be alone humanly. And so I thought it'd be kind of special. I just thought I'd just give you a few thoughts and some things to encourage you just for a few minutes, and it will be a very few minutes. Whose cheerleader are you? Whose cheerleader are you? What do you cheer for? Do you cheer for your husband? Do you cheer for your kids? Do you cheer for your pastor's wife? Do you cheer for your pastor? To me, the game of life is this. This morning, I wanted to go see my friend, Mary Bell Simmons. And I don't know if you know, but her grandmother, she's taking care of her now with dementia and really occupying her time a lot. Someone going through it. And I knew something was going on because I thought she'd be here, and she said, I want to be here. And so she's at Paw-Paw's restaurant. And so this morning, first of all, last night I invited her, and I texted her. She said, I don't think it's going to work out. And for me coming, meeting her, and I said, if I could just see you. She said, I'd just like to give you a hug. I said, I'd like to give you a hug. And that's how the whole thing was this morning. And then she texted me. I was up at 3 because I went into one of those coughing spells pretty bad last night. You can hear it in my voice. And so I texted her again. I said, well, don't worry about it, but it will work out. So I didn't get her a nice message, which was at 4 o'clock. She said, yes, come for breakfast. I didn't get it till 7 o'clock. I'm getting ready to leave to come here, and I knew I'm going to be rushed right now. And I thought it was vital for me to take a shower and wash my hair and brush my teeth, and so you'd maybe talk to me. And I did all that, and it was fun. I hurried as fast as I could. Loretta, I didn't have your number. Rachel, where'd Rachel go? Rachel's gone. Oh, there she is. Rachel's right there. And you probably gave it to her, but I didn't have it handy, so Loretta made the call. Where's Kelly? Is she here? Kelly? Where's Kelly? No, she was with the teenagers. That was it. And Kelly hurried to come and pick me up. I went there, and there were a bunch of people sitting at the table. I didn't know them. I said, "How are you all doing today?" And they looked kind of shocked. And I said, "I love the South." They said, "You don't sound like us." And I said, "I'm from Chicago." They said, "You sound like a hood." I thought, "Thank you very much." Oh, hood? You know? And we do talk different. Talk different, you know? I mean, you say, I mean it. I said to those folks, I said, you know what, if you ever said, "I hate you" to somebody, it would come out like this. "God bless you." "God bless you, darling. You know, I hate you more than anything in the whole wide world." And they just thought that was so funny, because that's how we talk. I said, "Not us." We said, "Hey, you idiot, what are you doing?" And he pulled out a machine gun. And they said, "You are from Chicago." We just had some fun out of it. Just being folksy with people and trying to cheer for them. The time I left there, I felt like I had pen pals. The man had a truck. I was afraid he was going to ask me to take me for a ride, because I was like, I love trucks. I love trucks. "You do?" I go, "Oh, shut up, Jojo. Come on with me." I go, No. But you know what? Life has wins and losses. I won this in a 3-throw competition when my son was co-captain of the team. I've had wins and I've had losses, haven't you? But keep on cheering. You see, I tried the bus ministry. Keep on cheering. I tried marriage. It's not working. Keep on keeping on. But my kids have disappointed me. So have we disappointed our parents. Were you a perfect child? Nope. My mother thought I was. Well, she had messed up, I'm telling you. I mean, I couldn't sit on a couch. My sisters naturally sat nice. I'd throw my legs over the side, I'd fall off the chair at my dad's funeral. All the kids sat in order. My mom is very prim and proper, she's passed away, very prim and proper. My sisters are the same way. I didn't believe in just walking down the street. I'd jump bushes, kick cans, things like this. And my mother would, "Jojo, oh, Anita Joe." That's my real Catholic name, Anita Joe. Do I look like an Anita Joe? No. I was nicknamed Jojo at birth. And oh, she's my girl. I mean, I could just see her like, "Oh, I'm gonna make up," and then she messed up. And at my dad's funeral, we're all seated there, and everyone's sitting there very nice. Well, 3 days, the Catholic Church, they had the viewing. 3 days at the funeral home. We'd wear black veils, went to the church, everything was, you wear hats in the Catholic Church, and I'll never forget it. And I had, boy, we need to break the monotony. Well, my mom had a way of getting my attention. It was never the others. You're the bad one right now. And I could straighten up. Well, our former driver came in. He looked so much like Jerry Lewis, the old Jerry Lewis. It was unbelievable. A burr haircut, wore his glasses like this, chewed gum, and swung keys. He's 18 years old. We did not call adults by their first name. You always called them Mr. or Mrs. He walked in the door, and I thought, I'm going to lose it, because he was just hilarious. I probably shouldn't say this, but he was. I saw him coming. I went, "Oh no, look at the casket. Just look at my dad. He was my buddy, my pal." He comes up to my mom. He says, my mother's name's Marcella. "Hey, Tombstone. Hey, Marcella, what's new in life? Hey, what's new?" And she says, "Well, Tom, other than my husband died, and I'm thinking, I think I'm something else, Jojo, right now." He's just chewing his gum, and we're all dying, laughing. And you could feel the chair moving, the couch we're on. And then this lady stood behind him, wondering what was so funny. She's coming up next, and she's almost nervous, because my mom had her business people, and they had a huge viewing of people lined up. And this lady came next, and she was real nervous, and she goes, Marcella, you have my congratulations. She meant condolences, so she congratulated my mother on my father's death. I fell on the floor. I'm laughing hysterically. But I just keep on cheering, no matter what. We have 6 children. Imperfect, like an imperfect mother. Don't give up on your kids. Don't give up on your kids when they disappoint you. And grandkids. You keep on keeping on. Keep on cheering. That's why, keep on cheering for each other. When someone's down, I talk to the teenagers, and they were such a blessing to talk to them today. More so, yesterday was great, but today was a blessing. We had candy bars for all the kids did, their favorite candy bars. And we just had a wonderful time in there. But I thought to myself, keep on cheering for these kids. I said, when I talk to them, I said, words are powerful. Words, by the way, to us are very powerful. Words are expressing your heart. How you feel in your heart. When you say something to someone and you hurt them, and they're already hurt, you're just pushing them down to the ground more so. Oh, let's not do that. Let's encourage people. I have just a few things. I'm going to talk very fast for just a few moments. Matthew 5:14 says, ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. I believe that. I believe we're a light for Christ. I believe when you carry gospel tracts, you are a light for Christ. Pastor Wilkerson, something like this, said, the people that don't use them are the people that don't have them. Have tracts in your purse. Have tracts that you give out to people. In the grocery store, leave a good tip inside of it. To these people that push my wheelchair at the airport, I'll say, this is the best news, and on the back is a picture of my husband and I advertising our adult Sunday school class with my husband's phone number. This is the best news you'll ever have. Did you know you can know 100% sure? It says here, how to know 100% sure when you die you're going to heaven. That intrigues me. And you give it to him. I said, would you promise you'll read it? And I said, the guy that got saved, it was Mario that got saved at the airport. Last week I had 2 people saved. I was there for 5 hours early because my husband had a meeting. Just witness to people. You know what? You'll gravitate people when you're a light. Not like this. I'm so sick of waiting. I'm just, this line at the grocery store. Help people unload their groceries. How about you pay for somebody's coffee at, you don't have the same Dunkin' Donut as our Dunkin' Donuts, by the way. Your Dunkin' Donut, the one that we saw, you make your own coffee? At our Dunkin' Donuts, you go through, they know my face and they know my name. Hey, Miss Moffitt, woo! You want your pumpkin spice with cream, a little bit of ice? I said, yes, I do, thank you so much. And you can give a gospel tract. I've had more people saved at Dunkin' Donut. Where you go to trade, let them know you're different. Be a light. I think it's pretty important. Be a light in the sense of not giving up. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. You're going to have disappointment. You have things you mess up on. Keep on keeping on. I have messed up more than I can share. But you know what? I laugh about it and just get up and go again. When I was pregnant carrying a chair at the college, I was carrying Mrs. Evans' chair. I was about 9 months pregnant. I shouldn't have been carrying the chair. I tripped over the chair, fell on the stair, and the chair is laying there, and a college guy walked by and he goes, do you need help? I said, no, you could just leave me here to lay. I said, yes, I need help. He said, what should I pick up first, the chair or you? I said, what do you think is more important? And he picked up the chair. You get your feelings hurt sometimes, but you just keep on keeping on. I have done the craziest things. When I was very pregnant with one of our children, there's 6 of them, so I can confuse it all, but we were in a tournament. I had more things with tournaments, going to tournaments, and going, I get involved. You know, I don't sit there, we're down by 1. Are you kidding? I get up on the chair. I get up and I get excited. I really do. One tournament I went to with Michael, our son Michael, was undefeated in wrestling against Fairhaven. Fairhaven always tried to beat him in Baptist. And I was very pregnant, very pregnant. We get up and you're large, and you know, I told you I gained, did I tell you I gained the first baby 33, the second one 63, and the next one, why stop there, right? I went and gained 83 pounds. That's a very large baby. The baby was 8 pounds, 11 ounces. The mother went from a size 10 to a size 20, all by herself. And I was wearing those tent dresses for a year, the Empire waist ones. And so we're at the game. My husband, we get up there, the matches. I get up in the second, not pews, bleachers. And when you're starting to go up pregnant and you're large, people are going, like, don't fall on me. I got to the second pew, my husband sat down, and the guy forfeited. So they moved Michael over. He couldn't see. There were 3 matches going on. So my husband says, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'll be back in a little bit. I thought, what? He left. I thought, I can do this. And you get people trying to help me down the thing, and I thought, I'm going to go quickly to the next, go over one section. But what I didn't know, there were 3 different mats, 3 different heights that you had to walk across to get there. So as I was going through very gracefully, I remember hitting it with my shoe. I went flying in midair, kind of like the flying nun. And he's watching all this. My son's wrestling while this is taking place. And a man was in front of me. All I knew to do was grab the man's sweater. He had a V-neck sweater on. I remember grabbing his sweater. His sweater left his shoulders, went down, he turned around, and I fell on top of him. It didn't look proper at all. And all I remember, his wife turned on and went, ah! My son's still wrestling, but he won. I was like the secret weapon, And my husband was just like, it's just, why did my kids even turn out like human, after all the things I do? But you're going to have things like that. So you quit? Are you kidding me? I go to the next game. And you're going to have things like that. We're all different personalities. Don't compare yourself to someone else. See you as you, but how can I change? How can I do more for you, God? How can I remove that little thing off my life? You can do it. God, please take this from me and keep on keeping on, gaining strength. Strength through scriptures. I can't explain how it helps me. It filters my thinking from stinking thinking. One other thought, and I'm going to stop. How much minutes do I have? I want to make sure I'm not going over. I'm under. Where's my friend? There you are, Mitch. I'm looking for you. And so anyway, then I get more involved, right? Now we're collecting money at the door. This is a few years later. I love this. If you've heard it, it's just so special. We had our Hammond Baptist sweatshirts on, which are blue and white. Red and white is Hammond Baptist Junior High. And now they've switched, everyone's blue and white, all the schools. Grade school, junior high, and high school. They used to be different colors. And so we had our blue and white sweatshirts on, and I get involved with my kids. I collect money for their teams. I go to all their games. We travel with the travel teams and just try to cheer them on. I mean, I messed up sometimes. My son was a head soccer coach, and I was learning the plays. So I'd go to the games, and I'd yell out the play. And one game, my son had to leave the team, come around. He says, Mom, I'm so glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. I said, thank you, Justin. I'm glad to be here. Go. Keep, two. He says, Mom, you're telling the wrong plays and they're listening to you instead of me. I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I just want to help the team. It was lost because of me. But you have to you get up and go again. Tournament, 2001. Brother Hiles passed away February the 6th. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. When I see I was saved under his ministry. I was married under the ministry, baptized, grew as a baby Christian. In fact, he had a little adoption, he and Mrs. Hiles, where they adopted me, pretend. Because my family disowned me for 17 years when I left the Catholic Church. And he adopted me. And then he called my husband, he called Roy, his son, in the ministry, because he was very proud of Roy to help him and help him grow. And he says, you're our adopted daughter. And he said, I've never felt like such a failure as a father. And then he said, I'm just teasing. He said, you know what you are, Jojo? I said, no, you know what? He said, you're like a destroyer submarine. Somehow I didn't take that as a compliment. I said, keep your voice up when you feel sad. Really? Really? He says, yes. Any job that's given to you, you charge through. You get it done, but you never ripple waters. Thank you. And then Mrs. Hiles said, to him. He says, you know who my wife thinks you're like? And I said, oh, who? And I was thinking of all kinds of people. Maybe she's I love Lucy. And I said, she said that? He goes, yes. And I saw her, you'd have to know Mrs. Hiles, who went to heaven just months ago. And I said, Mrs. Hiles, you think I might love Lucy? She said, Jojo. She talks like you all. Jojo, just remember, everybody loves Lucy. The idiot, you know, and I mean, you're going to have things happen. Are you going to quit? Are you going to quit? I beg you, things have been said, haven't they been said to encourage us and strengthen us and challenge? They have me. When I'm in these meetings, I sit with a little box around me. Lord, speak to me. Lord, speak to me. I think everyone here has heard something that we need to work on. Family, friends, Bible, the target. I can go on and on. What you did with the church. Can we be more faithful to the church? You know, there's so much. Inviting people, soul winning, gospel tracts, passing out things. And there's hundreds of things that have been said. Encouragement, overcoming discouragement. Folks, there are discouraging times. I'm not living there. I'm living above the clouds. Do the clouds hit? Absolutely. Absolutely. When Pastor Brother Howes passed away, no one wanted to do the tournament. And Mrs. Howes said we wanted the boys to do the tournament. My son was co-captain of the team, Justin, with Matt Reynolds. We were beaten the first game. Double elimination. Their spirit, their heart wasn't in it. And a double elimination game, and they just came charging out, and little Kenny Scott, his grandson, said, let's do it, my papa's watching us. They had little badges that said, JFH, Jack Fraser Hiles, Daniel 12:3, in memory, kind of a little memory for him passing away. And they're running down the court saying, let's do it for my papa, he's up in heaven cheering us on, let's not quit, let's not quit. They worked and worked and worked and made it to the championship. Roy and I are taking, money down at the junior high side, and I'll never forget, we're down by 1 point. Matt Reynolds had the ball at the other end of the court. He threw it, but just before they did we're down by 1 by seconds. They brought in this boy that was real lanky. He had just been moved up from the junior high school, who kind of walked like this. He was like 6'6", but he was uncoordinated. Coach Mooney brought him in. I went, no. Put him under the basket. He knew what he was doing, but my heart was like, eh. My husband and I'm telling you, in the game of life, in the Christian life, as a Christian, I am not going to sit and do nothing and watch everyone else. I'm getting in the game. So, we're down by 1. The whole down perimeter, the whole entire gym is packed with people. All the bleachers are packed with people. Everyone's just ecstatic. We could win or lose by 1 point. And so my husband and I were up on the chairs. Everyone's standing up. You can imagine, down by 1. And Matt threw the ball. When he threw it, went through the rafter, landed right in front of the Peach Boy. The Peach Boy honestly went just like this. In the air, the buzzer goes off. It went in the basket. We won the championship. I did not sit there like this. Someone had to win. Someone has to lose. Are you kidding me? Cheer people on, wins and losses. Just get excited, get excited, get excited. Woo! Who you think on, who you plan for, who you pray for, who you do for is who you love. I got so excited. I ran out on the court, and there was Roy right there, and we're running as fast as we can. I just got excited. I grabbed my husband around the neck as hard as I could and squished his neck, and I looked, and it wasn't my husband. And you kind of like let go, and here are college students. We tell you don't touch the opposite sex. We tell you, let's go through this very carefully. We don't want to make them don't touch. Here I am hugging people in this college with 2 busloads up in the bleachers. 2 college guys came running down. He said, did you see what you just did? I said, and you mumble when you don't want to be talk. You want people to hear you. Yeah, I know. Did you see who it was? What, Mrs. Moffitt? Did you see who I just hugged? And they said, no. Well, then Roy comes out of nowhere. I said, where were you? He goes, I was right here. No, you weren't. I just hugged a strange man. He goes, what? I said, don't act alarmed. It was your fault. You weren't where you should be. Well, these guys took it upon themselves. They were going to find out who I hugged. Oh. Did Mrs. Moffitt hug you, sir? All around the entire. Did Mrs. Moffitt hug you? Did Mrs. Moffitt hug you? She's really upset, thinking she doesn't know who she hugged. A few minutes later, they came back. We found him. We found who? The man you hugged. I'm like, what? We asked everybody. Oh, thank you. And it's Mr. Alberts. Mr. Alberts, he was one of the teachers. It was Mr. Alberts, his son, young Steve. He, to this day, he's still a little scared of me. He said, yeah, I said, Steve, come here. No. He had welts on his neck over my head. I just spoke at their church about September, and his wife was there and his mother, and I had to tell that story. He still looks like he has a scar right here. I don't know if I bit him. I don't know what I did. I just put down, you haven't helped people into your first inconvenience. But when you love people, you don't know you've been inconvenienced. And just in closing, if we have learned through this whole thing how many people have cared to put this on, every detail, there's no way. I mean, I'm overwhelmed with everything, the beauty and the desserts and the drinks, and yet we can still chat. We don't, say shut up to yourself. Shut up when you start to say something negative. A negative is a half a cross. Put the other leg up there. Think of the good and say it, not the negative. We're all going to do it. When you catch yourself, say, fake a smile instead of say something. And your husband says, can you not do more? Yes, that's right. I really try. Much better tomorrow, my sweetheart. God bless you, like you said. No. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Just in closing, I remember my selfishness. By the way, it's either self or self-serve. Do you care? Do we care? Let's care more. C, be concerned. A, be attentive to people's needs. R, reach out. And this is a secret. E, eager and enthusiastic. Do I care about you? You better believe it. I'm concerned. I want to attend your needs. I want to reach out. Eager and enthusiastic. Getting on the plane one day, I did not. I said, I always pray that God will put the very people in my path I can witness to. This particular flight, I was very, very tired. Very tired. And I said, Lord, it'd be wrong going to San Diego. If I could just sleep a little bit, I'm really tired. And there was a lady standing there like this. You want to avoid her? No. I said, what's wrong? She says, I have mental issues. My husband left for San Diego with our 3 children, and he's tired of me. He's tired of these panic attacks. He's tired of me just flipping out. He's tired. He said, if I don't show up in this last flight going out today, he's done for. I'm done for. I said, really? I said, I'll sit with you. And I sat down on Southwest, and as she sat by the window, she said to me, do you know when I'm on here what I want to do? And I thought we'd have general conversation. I said, no, what is it? She said, I want to get up, and I'm going to go open that door and everyone fly out. No, I don't think we're going to do that today. This still happens to me. After a very long 4-hour, 15-minute flight, I could see a very broken, abused past of a mother having a boyfriend living in there, abused her sexually for years. And when she told her mother, she said, don't you ever tell anybody, you stinking liar. You let it happen. I don't want to lose him. Can you imagine her mental condition? And all I did is just went through and just shared about the love of God. How he loves us. We're the bloodline of Adam. We're said Jesus was the bloodline of God. He's perfect. You have to know first you're a sinner. Don't we know that? And the penalty for our sin is a punishment, which is death or hell. But God loved us so much, he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, to shed his blood on Calvary and die in my place. And all she do is accept this gift to eternal life. She said, I can do that? And you better believe you can. She just sweetly bowed her head and trusted Jesus Christ. She said, I'm not going to go open that door. I said, no, we're not going to open that door. Never again. And to make a long story short, she trusted Christ, and this is the letter I got from her. Jojo, I wanted to drop you a note to thank you for being my angel on Friday afternoon. You helped me when I needed someone most. I'll never forget your kindness and compassion. I read your book on the way home from California, by the way, No Problems Flying. It was such a comfort to read your words. I felt like you were right there next to me on the plane again. You're such a wonderful person. I feel honored to have met you, and I didn't mean to read that. I'm thankful for God putting me on that plane. I do hope to visit your church one day. Until then, I know I'll be thinking of you, your husband, and children, and wishing and praying you health and peace. Again, thank you for your book, your kind words, and company. With affection in her name. A couple days later, I got this, or a couple weeks later. Jojo, I now know why we met. We met because you were my sign. You're my sign that God is present in my life, and I'm embracing him. She's Roman Catholic, just like I was. I am so thankful you were not afraid to talk with me about salvation. Thank you for praying with me. This is a brand new baby Christian. I will not be afraid or worried what people think of me when I ask them also to pray. I will spread his word to all who will listen. Thank you, Jennifer, her last name, your plane partner, San Diego, California. People need us, ladies. Someone needs you home today. Someone needs you to go to the grocery store to be a ray of sunlight, a light that sits on a hill, and be different. Be different. Let's not go home the same. And by the way, when you make a decision to the Lord and you mess up, you just get up and go again. Isn't that great? I don't go telling 3 or 4 people what I plan to do unless I have a prayer partner. I don't go tell them because they'll say, yeah, there you go again. No, tell him. What has been said that's helped you in the last few hours? A lot has been said about me. Could you say, God, put the very people on my path and I might help? Who could I help today? Let's go home and be different. Upbeat, joy spreaders. People that just will never be the same. Thank you so much for everything you've done to make this possible. Heads bowed and eyes closed. How many of you would say, I am going to definitely apply things I've heard. I'm not just going to say it, but I'm going to do it with God's help, with the Lord's help. The Lord's seeing me right now. He sees my heart. He knows what I need to work on, and he knows I have a desire to do it. With his help, I'm going to achieve. I'm going to become more so a soul winner. I'm going to pass out gospel tracts. I'm going to be a different person in my walk with the Lord, my Christian walk. My reading my Bible, praying, singing, listening to the right kind of music. There's so many things that were said. And how many of you would, with heads bowed and eyes closed, nobody looking, please? How many of you would raise your hand high to the sky and say, God, help me. Please let me change, be different. Raise your hand high to the sky, high to the sky. I say that's 99.9 people. God bless you. With heads bowed and eyes closed, Lord, please let us care. Please let us show it before it's too late. Let us be concerned. Let us be attentive. Let us reach out. Let's do with eagerness and enthusiastic. Be enthusiastic. With everyone standing, please, if you would stand, and I would love if you play. Would you do this? First of all, show care to the people here. Folks, when you walk by that casket, it's too late. A lot of people have done a lot for you. An encouraging word pumps the B12 shot into a person's soul or knocks them down. Let's go do it to the people here. Let's leave here and go do it. You want to come up to the altar and just say, God, help me. God, help me. Please help me. God, help me. Don't be timid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not ashamed of the gospel, are you? I'm not ashamed to tell the Lord, please, Lord, I want to just make it official. I want to come forward and I want to pray at the altar. And I'm going to pray and ask God to help me. Would you do that? Ready? Move. Go tell somebody. Who do you love? Do you love me or do you not? You told me once. I forgot. Have you told the Lord how much you love him? Have you told the Lord, please change me? Please don't let me go back to stay in Indiana. Please take away my selfishness. Please let me read the Bible more. Sing, talk about you. Do we all do enough regarding soul winning? No. I want to be more so a soul winner. I don't want people to see me as different, but also I want to tell people about Jesus Christ. Don't you? When you go home, go tell your husband. Just go hug him, squeeze him, love him, give him a heart attack. You'll love it, and your children too. God bless you, ladies. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I love you. I love you. I love you. If I don't see you here, I'll see you there.